There's a lot of things to talk about during the week. We had the AFLW on for the week 9 games. So we've had Hawthorn win by 6 over Melbourne. On Thursday, Friday, we had Adelaide versus North Melbourne. North Melbourne won. That will probably clinch their top spot. Heads of my premiers. Freo, we beat them against the Giants by 30 points. That made us to help us in the finals contention. Port, they can now make finals now for the first time. Finally, against Gold Coast Suns by 34 points. Eagles, they lost. They didn't have many scoring shot players to get them over the line. It's been over Geelong's forward line and their pocket line. Hopefully the Eagles can bounce back against Sydney this weekend. Geelong win. That might not help him to finals contention. Richmond, you had a draw. I got to watch the last 2 minutes of that game. I'm hoping Richmond can bounce back from that one. That's the first time ever to see a draw in the AFLW history to go 42-42. Bulldogs won by 1 point. That was a lucky game to save against St Kilda. Collingwood, you lost over by 4 against Carlton. Then Sydney, you guys lost over Brisbane Lions by 68 points. And then we've got round 10 for the Indigenous round again as well. So we've got Geelong on Friday night against Adelaide on Friday night. Saturday we've got Melbourne versus Collingwood. Hopefully Melbourne can bounce back. Sydney, really, I know it's Sydney's home ground, but I want West Coast to finish on a high note and get a win. Hopefully. North Melbourne, you guys are pretty much favourites at the moment against Gold Coast Suns, so you guys could be pretty much favourites now for the top spot now for North Melbourne. Carlton and Essendon, that should be a good one, hopefully. St Kilda and Brisbane Lions, that should be a good one as well to watch. Richmond and Hawthorn, that should be a good one to watch at Melbourne. Port, that should be a good one because I think they might have a debutant this weekend for the girls. They'll be wearing the Indigenous jerseys that one of their current players are playing for. That's at home against the Giants. You guys should have a big, huge win for that one. Then Freo, we should win that one against Bulldogs. And this is actually the first time we've played Bulldogs at home. We normally play them at Marvel or their home ground. This is the first time we play them here at Fremantle Oval. We'll see Gabby Norton play against her former club this weekend. She's been really well this year for the club this year. Shout out to you, Gabby Norton. Number 1 player. Hopefully we can get it done. One of our Irish girls is out for this game this weekend because of injuries. The ladder looks pretty good at the moment. North Melbourne can finish either higher than first place. And let's see. So we've got Collingwood bottom of the ladder at the moment. So we'll say Collingwood finishing bottom of the ladder as well. We'll probably finish 4th. If the results can go to our way, we might have a double chance of playing finals as well. For the cricket wise, in netball, we've got the New Zealand Ferns. They won over Australian at RSA Arena. That's probably the first time in so many years they've won it over there. In the test match, we've got South Africa versus Bangladesh at the moment. South Africa is leading five wickets to 405 at the moment. They're batting at the moment. They want to toss the bat. Bangladesh is bowling at the moment. Then we've got in the Tuesday we've had WBBL games. We had that restarted last weekend. So we've got Sydney Sixers versus the Strikers. Strikers won by 11 runs against Sydney Sixers. And then today we've got, at 4, we've got Brisbane Heat versus the Renegades. And then we've got our Australian boys play against India on the 31st this weekend. Best of luck for you boys. I think we've got a debutant this weekend as well. Then we've got Sydney Thunder versus the Hobart Hurricanes girls. Then we've got, after that, the Strikers versus the Sydney Thunder at North Sydney Oval. Then we got the Sydney Sixers versus the Stars. And then there's a few other games to play. So that's just started at the moment. Then the NBL without Bryce Cotton and a few others I don't know who we missed out on having on the team, but we won over the Sydney Kings. That was the sloppiest game I've ever seen. It could have gone both ways. We won by 87 to 84 against the Kings. Could have gone both ways. The referee was pretty horrible at the first half of the game. They were favouring the Kings as well. Every time we play them, they always favour the Kings. When we play the game, it's horrible. Pinder with an average of 34 points. He was playing the match for that one without Bryce Cotton. He's out for a month of game. I watched the Hawks game last weekend. That looked like it was going to be all over for quarter time for that one. So Tyler Harvey is in his best performance at the moment. He's scoring so much at the moment. So he's doing really well at the moment for the Hawks. Sam Folling is doing really well. I don't know what what's his name from ex-Wildcat player Mitch Norton doing. We got them this Friday night against them. Jesse's playing his big milestone game this Friday and Sunday against the Phoenix. Hopefully he plays his 500 games at home. Our next game is back at RSA Arena on Thursday against Tasmanian Jack Jumpers. They're struggling at the moment. This year, I don't know why they're struggling this year. There's a lot of changes in South Melbourne Phoenix at the moment with coaching staff as well as assistant coaches. Mitch Craig, if you're watching this, we need you. Everyone's all saying that we need you so we can get Bryce Cotton as a citizenship. I know you're not playing basketball anymore, you're not doing anything. Mitch Creek, please come and sign with the Wildcats. Please, John Riley, get him to sign with us for a replacement for Bryce Cotton. We need him. We need to boost our our power forward line up as well, and our depth as well. We need everything pretty much going in our way to win us the championship this year. So if you're watching this, Mitch Creek, please come to us. We'll help you to get you a championship this year, hopefully with the Wildcats. So that's pretty much what I gotta say this week. We've got Crown Jewels this weekend for the WWE. Hopefully that'll go down really well. The Western Force season starts next year. I'm gonna be a member next year as well. There's a lot of good positive from next year. Big names coming over next year. We've got Metallica coming over next year in November. We've got Brad Adams next year. Cyndi Lauper coming over next year for our final tour. We've got the Veronica's. They're the special guest for Cyndi Lauper as well. Shepherd was here last night. I didn't go. I already met them and I got to see them live as well. So there's a lot of things coming Perth way next year. That's all I got to say. So if I don't do a podcast before the weekend, that means I'll be doing one next Wednesday for my birthday. So I'll be doing 2 podcasts on my birthday. One on the plane and hopefully one out of the plane. Hopefully everyone's watching it when we do it as well. And all I got to say is best luck for the AFLW season before finals. Best luck for Freo girls. Hopefully Lisa Webb can get us to a championship, actually to a premiership before the men. Shout out to you, Banfield. Congratulations to you, to your wife. You just got engaged to her last week. Congratulations to you, Shay Bolton. What hell of a good pickup for you, Bolton. You are going to be a real player, a real good player for us for next year. All I got to say is bring on 2025 Bolton, because you're going to be a real good player next year. Everyone's all saying you're a really bad player, but for my eye, you're a good player. You helped Richmond to win 2 premierships, so if you can do that, you can help us win our first flag next year. We've been waiting for 30 years. This is our 31 year in the history making. Hopefully we can do it next year. Hopefully this is our year next year. We've seen now other teams now do it. Now it's our turn now to do it. All I got to say is loving it and goodbye.